Hi everyone, how's it going? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Reviews. And today I want to talk to you guys about a little indie movie called Dumplin that I happened to see last weekend on Netflix. I caught it on a whim. Wasn't anything I was actually looking to watch. My girlfriend was not feeling well and she popped on Netflix and she turned the movie on, and I have to say I actually found it to be pretty good. Now, the plot of the film is all about Willowdean Dumplin, who is a plus-sized teenager and the daughter of a former beauty queen. Now, she signs up for the Miss Teen Bluebonnet pageant as a protest against her mother and all the years her mom ignored her in order to stick it to the man, or, well, in this case, Jennifer Aniston. But it escalates when other contestants follow her footsteps, and she kind of becomes like the Joan Arc of fat girls, which is something she doesn't want to do. She actually ends up revolutionizing the pageant and their small Texas town. What I pulled from you was kind of a riff on the IMDb description. That is somewhat true, somewhat not true, but essentially, yeah, Willowdean is not happy with her life. Her mom, Jennifer Aniston, was a beauty queen in 1991, and that's kind of been her entire existence. And Willowdean's always taken a back seat to the pageant, which is her mom's true passion. In fact, if Willowdean wasn't a plus-sized teenager and was a beauty queen, her mom would probably give her more attention, because as we see throughout the film, Jennifer Aniston does give a lot of the other models more attention and seems kind of apprehensive towards Willowdean. But that has a lot to do with the fact that Dumplin spent a lot of time with Jennifer Aniston's own plus-sized sister, Lucy, who passed away before the events of the film, and that kind of led to a split between them, which did, of course, kind of also bring them together. Now, the movie is very much a low-budget coming-of-age story, and it's one that I felt predominantly was well worth the cost of admission. The movie entertained me from start to finish. I was laughing, I was smiling, I was singing along at some of the Dolly Parton tracks, which, by the way, I believe every song in the movie is a Dolly Parton song, which is good. That's fine. I love me some Dolly Parton. Who doesn't love 9 to 5? And the acting was actually really decent as well. Willowdean, the actress who played her, did a fantastic job. The other girls that were with her, kind of her group, the other girls that were there in protest, also are really good. But the interesting thing too is that it starts off and there's a relationship with her best friend. And her best friend is a natural beauty in general. Like the actress who plays her is just like knockout gorgeous, naturally knockout gorgeous. And so she actually enters the pageant to protest along with Willowdean, but ends up kind of being more enjoying of the process of it, which causes a rift between the two of them, which then causes Willowdean to kind of hang out more with the other misfits. And I felt this was a bit, and I mean, I understand why they did this. I understand why the story goes this way. It's meant to be about Willowdean's coming of age and working with people who are kind of more like her, that are the outcasts that are looking to cause, that are looking just to kind of buck the system and ultimately ruin the show. But as they come to discover, they want to actually compete. In fact, another one of the girls that's there, was it Millie Millichuk or whatever her name is? She actually wants to compete, but she's a plus size girl and she's wanted to compete since she was 8. She didn't tell her mom that she was going to go into it. Her mom, played by Kathy Najimy, which I thought was great for a cameo from her. Don't ask me why. Peggy Hill coming into a movie makes me happy, but it does. And so, she's hiding it from her mom, but when they end up going to this is where it gets kind of crazy. They go to a drag bar, a Dolly Parton themed drag bar, and they end up meeting Lucy's friends and kind of getting a whole other side of Willowdean's aunt's life that ultimately ends up kind of being what frees her from her shackles. Lucy didn't care. Lucy did whatever she wanted. And these drag queens, who were amazing, by the way, they were all fantastic. They were probably the best parts of the movie. They were the heart of the film in some aspects of it, really just kind of allowed her to be herself and also then to help her see that there's more beauty to the world than just what we see on the outside and what these pageants teach us. And at the end, they compete. Dumplin ends up getting disqualified because she does a costume change without getting previous approval. But she does it to kind of like own the judges. That's her protest. She knew she was going to get disqualified, but she had a standing ovation because she rocked it and knocked it out of the park. And at the end of the day, Millie wins. Which was fantastic because she did a great job. And it was one of those kind of, elements where you knew one of them was going to win. No, she came in, I think, second runner up or something like that. But she came in real close. or I forget if she won. It doesn't really matter. It's a feel good movie in the end because Willowdean and her mom, they get together. Now, there's one plot of the movie that I didn't quite like. There's one plot of the film that I felt was kind of dumb, and that was the boy, right? The ruggedly handsome chef at the burger factory where Dumplin works, and he's got a thing for her, but the beauty queen's has got a thing for him, and he doesn't like them, but he likes Dumplin, and Dumplin can't love herself, and so Dumplin has to learn to love herself to allow him to love her. And here's the thing with that. I didn't feel that storyline was earned because we see them in the beginning of the movie. They talk a little bit. He gives her a magic 8-ball. She likes him. He ends up asking her out to a meteor shower. He kisses her. She freaks out, kind of says something stupid, runs away. We don't really see much between them until the end of the movie when she goes to see him after getting booted out of the pageant. And then they make out under the stars, and, you know, and he was like, "Oh, so did you win?" And she's like, "I got disqualified." And he's all like, "That's my girl." And then they kiss and the camera pans up and the movie rolls to credits. That was my only real complaint. I feel like the romance storyline wasn't necessarily earned. Not to say that, hey, you know, plus size girl with a good looking dude isn't something that, you know, that needs to be shied away from. I thought it was perfectly fine. It just felt like it was ultimately unearned, but the rest of the movie was a lot of fun. Now, this is based off of a 2015 coming of age novel by the same name, and I can only assume that the two kind of flow very similarly. This is a movie that I'm kind of surprised ended up on Netflix. This is one that I think would have done well in some regards on the indie circuit, if not done well in maybe like an end of summer, early fall release. I think it could have done well theatrically, but hey, I'm glad that that it didn't, so I can actually watch it again. It is one that I will, in fact, watch again. I felt the movie was a lot of fun. My only real complaint was the last little bit of that. Otherwise, it was, look, it was a good feel-good movie. That's the best way I can view it. I went in thinking I'm just going to hang out with my girlfriend, watch this. I'm going to play on my phone. Ended up watching it, laughing at a lot of it, clapping at some parts of it, and just genuinely enjoying myself. And that's what I go into movies hoping to get, and I got that here. And so if you see it, I hope you get it too. Anyway, if you've seen Dumplin, let me know your thoughts and your opinions. If you haven't, you want to check it out, I think you might enjoy yourself. It's not going to be for everyone, but I think if you're looking for something that's just more positive at the end of the day, something to kind of wind down to, this would be very much a good one for you. Anyway, my name is Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Reviews. Have yourself a great day, guys, and peace out.